So one of my many rookie mistakes, I've actually recorded this already, but I've done it in slow motion, like 120 frames a second or something like that, so we can have a quick laugh at that now. I'll put a wee clip on. This is me recording this, but in slow motion without any audio. Anyway, so what I was saying, which you wouldn't have been able to hear from that last video, is that on this trip that I've been away songwriting for a few days, I brought 3 guitars. One PRS CE electric guitar. The other guitar I brought was a Taylor GT. It's a mahogany bodied acoustic guitar. I have been playing both of those guitars, but this Acoustasonic has just really been the guitar I've been using most. It's one of the Mexican-made Acoustasonics, so it has a bit less pickup configuration options, and instead of a lithium battery in the back, it's just a PP3 9-volt square battery, which I actually prefer because it means, you know, I think if you were gigging with this, having to like remember to charge your battery versus just like putting a fresh battery in at the start of a gig, I think that would give me anxiety to think that I'm halfway through I'm going to have to like stop and charge my guitar. I've got it on what I think is like setting 3, blended between position A and B, and they're giving you like a small bodied acoustic and a kind of dreadnought, and I've just sort of been blending just to get enough bass into the small bodied sound to get the clarity from that and the bottom end. There is a second position, the middle position, which is, it's just like the under saddle pickup on its own, and then blended in with a sort of dirty version of that, like a kind of distorted thing going on with that. And then in this last position, you've got this pickup, and the kind of blend on that is a kind of slightly dirtier version of that. Loud enough for playing and writing and all that. Would you mic it up? Probably not, to be fair. But it sounds a bit thin, really. So we've changed from the Fender 11 gauge strings that were on it to Elixir 10 gauge phosphor bronze. And I really think it's the right balance for this guitar because it's kind of got the feel of an electric now almost. I mean, I feel like the 10s on this feel a bit like 11s on an electric, that kind of thing. Just feels a wee bit higher tension. I'm just picking up off the wee mic that I've got here. And then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and record all the pickup positions with the blend in each position so that you can hear that. And I'll not add anything to it other than just a wee bit of reverb. So here it is in the room, you can have a wee quick listen. So as you can hear from the sound of it just kind of in the room, like I said, I don't think you would mic it up, but you could. What I'm going to do now is jump over to have a listen to how it sounds in the different pickup positions, recorded into Logic Pro without anything other than a touch of reverb. Okay, so you've had a wee listen to that. You can make your mind up whether you like it or not. I'm pretty impressed with it. I think it's a brilliant wee guitar. When you're weighing up, you know, a guitar like this, I did look years ago, there was, I think it's a Taylor T5, and I just didn't like the idea of it. I thought this kind of hybrid thing, it's probably kind of like a jack of all trades, master of none. And now this has got me thinking maybe I should check a T5 out, so I probably will soon. A standout feature from this trip is that I could have got away with just bringing this guitar, I think, genuinely. I probably would have had a bit of FOMO and been like, God, I wish I'd brought my electric guitar, and then, you know, I think an acoustic here would be better and all that sort of stuff. But honestly, I'm loving this. I think in terms of value, you've got to take that into account. I got this for around about £699. You know, like for that price, this is an amazing guitar. Build quality great. For all intents and purposes, not that different from the American version. So I really don't care about all the where it's made stuff, as long as the guitar is really good quality and you're happy with it, and there's that balance between value and, you know, what you're getting for your money ultimately. I felt since having this, I'm just sort of picking it up all the time, and sometimes that is half the battle with a guitar, is just like have something that's just there and ready to grab. I think for a singer-songwriter, this is a brilliant guitar to get, because you can, you know, it's ideal, comfortable thing to take about, great to sit about with for writing. You can put down ideas for electric parts and acoustic parts all at the same time, more or less. It's a great tool for live performance because it gives you that kind of feel of an acoustic guitar, but in a much easier to kind of manage and maintain format. I'm going to be rating the guitars. Roddie's ratings is what we'll call this. I really debated on this for ages, and like I say, as you know, I'm kind of just starting out doing this. I've been gathering guitars and getting ready and working out how I'm going to do this channel. I do want to give them a rating. Now, it's really difficult because guitars are very subjective, and obviously if I'm giving something a 10, that's like a 1959 Les Paul kind of up there. I don't think that's kind of ever going to be achievable unless I'm trying something out that is a really super duper amazing guitar. And one being just like your 30 quid entry level thing with like 3-inch action on it and all that sort of stuff. I'm going to say for this, in terms of build quality, value for money, versatility, for under £700, this is exceptional value, I think. Whereas when I first looked at the American Acoustasonic stuff, and the reason I didn't pick one up was, I think, between £1,500 and £2,000 at the time when I looked, round about there. And I just thought, do you know what, for that kind of money, it just wasn't really appealing to me. And that's what was giving me the kind of jack of all trades, master of none vibes about it. And I just thought, nah, I'm not going to bother with this. Maybe I should have. Now that I've played this, I think maybe I should have. But would I feel as excited about it? I don't know so much, to be honest. I like the fact that this is pretty inexpensive. I think this is it's a sweet spot. It's bang on. It's a professional instrument. It doesn't feel compromised in any way. The pickup configurations that are missing really don't fuss me too much, because I don't want to faff about with it too much. I want to just kind of get a couple of nice sounds and get using it. Currently, as it stands, this. Okay, so I'm just going to jump in here and say that I was just about to give this a rookie score, the very first Roddie's rating, and I was going to say it was an 8.0, an 8 out of 10, which I think is mental really, because when you take into account all the guitars available, it's definitely not an 8 out of 10. I got a bit excited with this guitar and sort of get caught up in that. And the reality is, you know, for acoustic electric hybrids, maybe it is an 8 out of 10, maybe it's a 9 out of 10, I don't know. But for all the guitars, taking into account the playability, the build quality, the value, really, it's really good value for money, I think. And I've just really had a ton of fun with this guitar. So I'm going to give it a 6.8 for Roddie's very first rating, and hopefully many more to come. So if you've enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. If you've got any ideas for the channel or even comments on the video, please stick a comment below. I look forward to doing more of these videos. I've been kind of recording in the background and I've just got to get through a ton of editing, which is a bit of a process. There's so many guitars to review, as well as different gadgets and bits of music gear that I've got, that I should be able to put tons of new content this year and just keep building up the momentum. So thanks very much for watching this if you managed to make it to the end, and hopefully see you again soon.